The ocean looks calm, but somewhere beyond the horizon, a giant shadow moves silently through the waves. Not an aircraft carrier, not a destroyer, but a floating military fortress capable of carrying helicopters, drones, missiles, fast attack boats, and entire naval operations across thousands of kilometers without needing a port. This is the IRIS Makran, the massive warship that shocked naval analysts around the world and changed the way many people see Iran's naval ambitions forever. At first glance, the IRIS Makran doesn't even look like a warship. Its gigantic body resembles a commercial oil tanker, and that's because it actually started life as one. But Iran transformed this huge vessel into something completely different, a mobile naval base designed for long-range missions far away from home waters. And that transformation alone made the Makran one of the most unusual military ships operating in the world today. Stretching over 220 meters long, the IRIS Makran is enormous. Its massive flat deck can support multiple helicopters at once, including transport helicopters and attack helicopters. Unlike traditional warships that depend heavily on ports and supply chains, the Makran is built to stay at sea for extremely long periods. That means Iranian naval forces can operate farther from their coastline and remain active in distant waters for weeks or even months. But what truly makes the Makran dangerous is not just its size, it's the role it plays. This ship acts like a floating command center, logistics hub, refueling station, drone carrier, and helicopter platform all at the same time. Imagine a giant mobile island carrying weapons, fuel, supplies, and military personnel across strategic waters. That is exactly what the IRIS Makran was designed to become. When the ship officially entered service, military observers immediately noticed something important. Iran was no longer focusing only on defending coastal waters. The Makran represented something much bigger: power projection. A clear signal that Iran wanted the capability to send naval forces far beyond the Persian Gulf into the Indian Ocean, Red Sea, and even the Atlantic Ocean. And that is exactly what happened. In one of its most talked about missions, the IRIS Makran sailed alongside the Iranian destroyer Sahand on a long-range deployment that crossed vast distances and captured global attention. The voyage demonstrated endurance, logistical capability, and operational reach. For Iran, it was proof that their navy could conduct strategic missions far from home territory. For rival nations, it was a message that Iranian naval operations were expanding into new regions. The Makran's giant flight deck is another major advantage. Helicopters can take off and land continuously during operations, giving the ship strong surveillance and rapid response capability. Some analysts also believe the ship can support drones for reconnaissance and maritime patrol missions. In modern warfare, drones have become one of the most powerful tools at sea, and combining drone operations with a floating base like the Makran creates an entirely new level of flexibility. The ship also supports smaller fast attack boats, the kind Iran is famous for using in swarm tactics. These high-speed boats can launch rapidly from larger support vessels and overwhelm enemies through speed and numbers. By carrying these boats deep into strategic regions, the Makran increases the operational range of Iran's asymmetric naval warfare strategy. And then there's the psychological impact. When a giant vessel like the IRIS Makran appears near international shipping routes or contested waters, it immediately attracts attention. Satellites track it, naval forces monitor it, military analysts study every movement. That's because the Makran is not just a support ship anymore, it has become a symbol of strategic ambition. Despite its impressive appearance, the ship also has limitations. Unlike heavily armed aircraft carriers or advanced destroyers, the Makran lacks powerful defensive systems compared to top-tier naval powers. Critics argue that the vessel could become vulnerable in high-intensity warfare against advanced missiles or submarines. Others point out that because it was converted from a commercial tanker, it may not have the same survivability standards as purpose-built military warships. But Iran never intended the Makran to compete directly with American supercarriers. Instead, the ship fits perfectly into Iran's unique naval doctrine, using mobility, endurance, surprise, and unconventional tactics to challenge stronger enemies indirectly. In that role, the Makran becomes extremely valuable. It extends operational reach, supports distant deployments, and allows Iran to maintain a military presence in areas where it previously had limited access. The vessel also serves as a powerful propaganda tool. Every time images of the IRIS Makran appear online, carrying helicopters across open oceans with Iranian warships nearby, it reinforces the image of a navy growing more confident and more capable of operating on the global stage. And perhaps the most fascinating part of the Makran story is how unexpected it was. Many countries spend billions building giant aircraft carriers from scratch. Iran took a completely different path. They transformed an oil tanker into a floating military base using adaptation, engineering, and strategic necessity. Whether people see it as innovative or unconventional, one thing is undeniable: the IRIS Makran forced the world to pay attention. As global tensions continue rising across key maritime regions, ships like the Makran could play an even larger role in future naval operations. Long-range deployments, drone warfare, helicopter missions, and mobile sea bases are becoming increasingly important in modern combat. And the IRIS Makran sits right at the center of that evolution. From its enormous flight deck to its role as a mobile naval fortress, the Makran is more than just another military ship. It is a statement, a message that even nations under heavy pressure can still find ways to expand their reach and reshape the balance of power at sea. And somewhere tonight, far from the coastline, the giant shadow of the IRIS Makran may still be moving silently through the darkness, carrying with it the ambitions of an entire navy. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful military documentaries and naval warfare content. Tell us in the comments, do you think the IRIS Makran is a true game-changing warship, or just an oversized support vessel? And as always, stay tuned for the next deep dive into the world's most powerful military machines.